Mummy, I want it now! Now!
You're listening to the Big Drill.
Are we live?
We're live.
We're live, and today is a special episode because we have our first ever guest. This man is a legend. He fights gravity and wins.
Hey, I like
The
that.
man himself, Tayo.
I appreciate you guys having me. This is honestly, like, I'm honoured to be here. So,
Welcome
first ever
to-
podcast.
Welcome to the Big Drill.
Welcome to the Big Drill, indeed. And you are also known as
Abnormal beings, that's right.
Abnormal
Yes.
Beings. If you don't know, you should know.
Check it
check
out.
that out on YouTube immediately.
Subscribe, every little helps. Follow me up on Instagram at abnormal_beings. Not billings, beings.
So, you do calisthenics.
That's right.
But before we get into that, I thought I would ask you to tell us a bit more about you, how you got to that stage, and before the YouTube and all
Yeah,
of that. So-
awesome. I love it. Well, my story, it begins like when I was around 17, 18. That's when I first started working out. So I was very skinny at the time. I was always kind of fairly lean. So I had a decent kind of body in terms of leanness, but I just didn't really have size. And like I was playing football at like a semi-pro level, and I really wanted to push for professional. So me and my friends, we wanted to take it to the next level, really push for pro. So in order to do that, we needed to gain some size and really look like a complete athlete overall. So we started to train in the gym as well, and then mix in some calisthenics. So we did a bit of research online, started gymming first, and then we realized we need to actually condition our bodies and like strengthen our cores. And we did a bit of research, saw calisthenics. We saw these crazy people doing movements in the parks, doing like human flags, front levers, back levers, all these crazy gravity defying movements. And we're just so inspired because we're like, this is going to help our football. And also it just looks freaking cool, so we can show off to our friends. So like, it's just the best of both worlds. So we decided to train in the park after college. We used to go religiously, like 3-4 times a week.
Oh wow.
Literally for a whole year, like rain, sun, like any weather condition, we were at the park training hard, and we done that for about a year. And football improved, like we were just bossing it all around. So when I say we, it was me and my close friend Neville. So he's a professional footballer as well now. And
so it worked for him.
yeah, he's pro. Like most of my close boys,
Worked for him.
yeah, it worked for me. It didn't work for me clearly. No. He's a professional footballer now, and then most of my other friends, they play pro as well abroad. We saw some crazy results from it. We decided to document it, so we showed people a year progress, and we put it up on YouTube, created an Instagram, and then it just got a little buzz. The video went viral. It was like 5 years ago when I first made the first YouTube video, and then got a little following from it. And after I graduated uni, football wasn't really my calling because I had to decide. Like I was balancing too many things. Graduated my accounting degree, and I was like, this isn't for me. I want to pursue like PT full-time, like fitness. And just got into PT, and then I realized it can kind of work. If I have this channel, like YouTube channel, with quite a decent amount of growth already, it will help with my fitness, career. So I just started to upload regularly on YouTube, and then the following just started to grow and grow and grow until it is to what it is now. So
How many subscribers are we on now?
142,000 subscribers.
Boom.
So, boom.
The viewers thought he was going to stop at 142. No, it's 142k.
Yeah, 142,000. So it's a big achievement of mine. Like honestly, I'm very grateful to have gotten to that stage, and I'm just trying to keep it growing and keep it moving forward.
I mean, one thing that I will say is that you are probably the coolest trainer in the gym. You do the coolest stuff. Sorry, mate.
What's
going on?
Sorry, but
Just so you guys know, he's also our colleague.
Yeah.
But I think like for me, when I kind of like look and see obviously what you're doing in the gym and how you're applying yourself, for me, like calisthenics, and the only research I've done is basically practicing how to say the word calisthenics. And I think I've just nailed it twice.
It's a tongue twister, yes, calisthenics. So.
But when watching you in the gym and seeing how you apply yourself, and how you practice and kind of engage your mind in what you're doing as well, it reflects who you are as a person, which is something which I've worked with a lot of PTs over the years. And like for me at this point to say that you are freaking humble, you're like such a cool guy,
appreciate it,
and
man.
you're so like down to earth, and the way that you apply yourself is a reflection of who you are as a person.
Yeah.
As well. And I've got so many questions to ask about calisthenics.
Definitely.
Okay, before we do that,
I'm so excited.
there's something bothering me.
Okay, what's bothering you?
Okay,
Tell me.
they went with, I want to build my body. I want to call it bodybuilding. I'm going to lift this weight with as much power as, they called it powerlifting.
Yeah.
Why on earth did someone name it calisthenics?
You know what? I don't actually know, but I know it derives from ancient Greek. Yeah, it's so the word itself is kalos and stenos, which means beautiful strength. So that's actually ancient Greek kind of term for calisthenics.
I like
So
that,
yeah,
actually.
beautiful strength. Because at the end of the day, it looks really beautiful. Like all these static holds you do, like for example, the front levers, back levers. I'm not too sure if you know these guys, movements guys, but if you don't, check them out.
Yeah.
It's actually a really like beautiful kind of
It does
awe-inspiring
look
display
impressive
of- yeah,
visually.
yeah, strength.
Well, that's what I mean. That's
Gravity-based strength.
watching you in the gym and you're doing, you're practicing
Yeah.
and you're kind of refining your movements.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I'm standing with my clients and sometimes like in our rest period we just stop there. I mean, I don't do this in a creepy
Yeah,
way.
no, obviously not. I know.
We just he's there going beautiful strength.
We stand there and go, hang on a minute, what is this? What's this kid up to now?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, he's doing a one hand handstand. Excellent, brilliant.
The thing is, it's quite hard because a lot of people like they see it maybe as showing off, but literally that is just like how I train now. Like I've reached a certain level of strength that how I train it kind of looks like showing off in a way. So yeah, I guess
Just that impressive.
Yeah.
That whatever you do.
But
now,
I'm just training, so I was like,
Yeah.
And then no, but it's really nice. Like, and I feel like you said about reflecting character. Calisthenics, it takes years to kind of condition your body and actually achieve these movements. So I feel like it humbles you. The actual training itself humbles you as a person and makes you kind of like appreciate how hard you have to actually work to achieve these movements. So I feel that kind of reflects again in your personality, how it crosses over. You learn to become a bit more humble.
100%.
And I feel like it's very like it's a small community kind of. It's starting to grow now, a lot more so.
Thanks to people like you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's quite similar to gymnastics. It's basically just like street gymnastics. So, yeah, trying to work all your muscles in one go in unison and to achieve like a certain hold or position. So it's yeah.
I think like I can barely do a handstand for more than 3 seconds.
I've seen you. You got the handstand.
No. Well, please. I'm practicing being humble as well. But I think like in a sense, for me, and I don't know how you feel about this, but it's almost like a feeling of zen, a feeling of like real kind of like mindfulness when you do the practice. You know, even for me, like if I'm agitated or if I'm a bit like stressed about something, I can't just go in to like practice like handstands or headstands or all that kind of stuff. I have to. It kind of requires me to relax a little bit, relax my mind a little bit, focus and channeling, like actually finding those sweet spots where you can balance and where you can engage your core and stuff like that. And I think that, you know, I think I walked past you the other day, you know, and you were doing something, and I shouted some sort of like rubbish back.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, better. Yeah, like,
and you didn't even move. You just like you stood fast on your position, and then when you came out of it, I went, did you not hear me? And you were like, yeah. You're like untouchable, like mind.
Yeah, I was in my zone. Like that's the thing, just focus. But like you said, it's very, very like humbling. Kind of, you get to be at one with yourself in a way. Like you get to understand your body a lot better. That's why I feel it's really beautiful because you understand your body a lot more. You're more in tune with it. So how to work certain muscles and. Yeah, it's a really nice feeling.
I think
love training.
You're obviously because it all comes from the core as well, right? So you know the core engagement, the control, the manipulation of your core to get into a certain position, and that's all like the base strength of like. I mean, injury wise, I know you picked up an injury, didn't you?
Yeah, I partially dislocated my left shoulder, so it's called a subluxation. So yeah, that was.
Tell the story of how you did it, because it's a very interesting story.
Yeah, so I was on ITV's UK Ninja Warrior. So I was selected.
Which you were invited to.
Yeah, they invited me to come down. They saw the YouTube channel. They're like, we have to get you on the show, and they were bigging me up. They wanted me to like actually win it, because they were looking for people to win it, because no one's actually they haven't won it for like the past 3-4 seasons. So.
You were the savior.
Yeah, they wanted me to save it.
One.
Yeah. And then when the producers saw that I failed, they're like,
So what happened then? Yeah,
no, so I was going through the course, everything was fine, but I was like I had a little niggle before I went on the show, but I didn't pay no mind to it. I just normally I've never been injured. I think I'm indestructible at this point. Okay. I'm abnormal beings.
Like
come on. Yeah, I'm Goku out here. So I thought I was indestructible. And then I got up to one part where I'm swinging off a bar, and I was supposed to grab and catch like a ledge. So I have to use momentum. And while I was swinging, I just felt my shoulder. As soon as I like put it into this like awkward position, it just literally nagged, and like it just literally fell out of place, and then it slipped back in, and I was like, okay, I'm good.
In the middle.
In the middle of the swing, and
good.
I kept going. I tried to swing, catched it, and then I didn't have any strength, and I just fell in the water. So yeah, it was a good experience.
You fell in the water as well.
Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing. Yeah, they replayed it, and they were like, we're gonna say goodbye to Taos. They parred it on TV.
Did they actually show this on TV?
Yeah, they replayed me in slow motion coming out the wall.
In slow motion as well. Oh god,
no, I'd love to find that clip.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, we should find that, and we should put a link in the description.
Yeah, definitely.
So my question was going to be, you were saying you and your friend just decided one day.
Yeah, just again for football purposes, we just wanted to get stronger.
So did you guys go to like a coach or did you guys just go, we're just going to do we're going to just try it?
No, literally just ourselves. So we didn't really have many resources. Obviously we went to the gym, started gymming, and then obviously we realised if we just gym, we're just going to get stiff. We need to be strong in our core, we're able to hold our ground. So we did a bit of research again, saw that calisthenics is the way forward, started to do basic pull-ups, push-ups, dips, all the basics really, basic bodyweight movements.
Were you following YouTube?
Yeah, just YouTube videos and little clips,
okay.
And then started to make our own little workouts up. And I could barely do like one pull-up at the start. Like I kid you not, when I was like 17, 18, I was struggling to do one pull-up. So it was nice to see the growth. And then after a year, we just saw some mad progress, and it became more like a passion and like a regular thing to do, like a habit. So
sure.
Yeah.
So would you recommend, let's say someone watching wants to get into it?
Yeah.
Would you recommend the same way you guys did it, or would you recommend a better route? I would
say no. Definitely do your own research. I feel like everyone's different in terms of where they're at strength level wise. So you may have to like humble yourself, and if you want to do all these extreme movements before you actually attempt those, revert back to the basics. Just build your basic foundation. So again, basic bodyweight movements like squats, pull-ups, push-ups, any kind of core work, planks. Get good at that, and then start to research and slowly progress into those more advanced kind of.
I think that's where a lot of. I think we live in a society today, and I just like something really interesting about what you said too about habits there.
Yeah.
I think that we live in a society today where everyone wants the Amazon Prime body.
Yeah.
They want it. They want it next day delivery, basically.
So
and
true.
I think
you even got same day delivery.
Even same day in 4 hours.
Now. Yeah, 4 hours, please.
Mummy, I want it now. Now. I swear, everyone is like that, and it pisses me off because you have to work hard to achieve, big things. Like if you want an amazing physique, you can't just click your fingers like that.
No, and I think that's definitely something that to realise that to get to somewhere, 5 years, your physique and your abilities reflect good habits that you've had for 5 years. I think I'll put my hand up straight away and go like I'll go right at the end of every session. I'm going to practice handstands for 15 minutes, and I'll do that for 3 weeks. I'll get better, and then I'll do something else, and then I'll go back, and I'm like, well, I've gone back now because I hadn't maintained those habits. And I think that that's definitely something whereby progress is seen, maintained, and growth is achieved only through habits. And I think that especially with something like calisthenics, there's a couple of other guys that go to the gym. the guy that always uses the kettlebells and does their mad handstands and twists around and monkey swings across the thing. But every time, I never see him lift a dumbbell, really. He's always doing those. His habit and his structure that he has in place is every day practice them, a little bit of that, and you can see that his abilities are born through having bloody good habits, and having that discipline, that self-discipline, rather, to like kind of put in place.
Definitely, it's like a skill. So the more practice you have, the better you get at it. Obviously, providing you don't push through injuries and just kind of train it often and frequently, then you're going to maintain a certain level of strength and you will see progress. But again, it's very humbling. It does take time, so it's not for everyone. I tell this, it's not for everyone. Like you said, people want instant results like that, so it doesn't happen like that for calisthenics. You may see faster results with weightlifting simply because like you can just pick a heavier dumbbell and just curl more reps, but there's more to it with calisthenics. So
it's like the technicalities behind it. It's like it's a technical fine movement, whereas a deadlift or a bench press is a gross large movement, and like the two types of movement are incomparable because they're just at the other ends of the spectrum, really.
Definitely.
And there are technicalities to obviously deadlifts and bench press, but like the finer movements are so much more 100%. Found in calisthenics.
I feel like, even training those compound movements like squats, deadlifts, they actually help calisthenics in a way as well, because they're very compound. Like if you look at it, calisthenics, all of any exercise you do is a compound lift. Like you're using all your muscles at once. So I feel like you'll still have a decent level of strength and you'll transition well into calisthenics if you have a weightlifting background. Right. If you get me?
Yeah, sure.
So it's again just practice.
It's more to do with the patience
and being patient. 100%.
Because you're a product of your daily efforts.
Yeah, like for me, people realize they see me do all this planche, so it's where I lift my legs up in the air and like it looks like I'm flying.
The first thing people do is go, I'm gonna try that.
But it took me 3 years to learn. You know what I mean?
People coming saying I can do it now.
When someone says I want to do it now, I'm just like. You know what I mean? The disrespect, like this shit took me 3 years to do. Like, put some respect.
But then you get some like absolute amateur come rolling in, goes straight to do it, and then falls flat.
So that's where injuries occur.
But that also, I guess, that kind of like brings me to one of my questions that I've kind of got with
hit me.
The risk of it. So you really like, say you have trends, don't you, where people are like, I want to do this, and for me, looking at something like calisthenics, it is a trend. Now I'm not saying it's a trend that's going to die off or anything like that. I'm not trying to be like kind of abrasive, but it's a trend where people will jump onto it and people will want to get involved in it.
100%.
Now, as you said, it's not for everyone. But that's not going to fucking stop people having a go.
Of course not.
So now we've got this kind of risk factor where people are going to be like, your mentality and your approach, slow, controlled, taking into consideration the requirements. A lot of people aren't like that, mate.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of people just like go balls deep straight away, and then they're in a situation where you get lots of people going, I've heard this, I've that, and then that can actually have an adverse effect. So with CrossFit, which is a fantastic thing to be a part of, it's really good from a social point of view and from a training perspective. But there was a time period where there was the uplift of CrossFit where everyone jumped on it. And everyone started doing CrossFit and like trying to do snatches and cleans and presses and muscle ups and stuff like that. And like all the physios were rubbing their hands with glee.
They're like, money.
They were like, here we go, here they come. Another CrossFit injury. All right, mate, lie down on the couch. I'll give you a bit of a rub. But they literally, and my kind of like not concern, but like just a little bit of an alarm bell that rings is that, or hang on a second, this could be actually quite adverse for people
100%.
And could have a negative effect on people's like physical well-being, so to speak.
Definitely. Of course, I feel like you said, if you don't have that right guidance or support, if you try to do things by yourself, you're gonna F your shit up. Like it's gonna
you can
mess
swear it's
you
fine
up.
You tick the explicit box.
Perfect. Yay. So I know what you mean. It's just again, it boils down to you doing your own research as well.
Yeah.
Always seek professional advice or someone who's actually gone through, you know, what you're trying to go through. So,
like yourself,
Checking your videos.
exactly, yeah. So I always tell people, obviously I promote my YouTube channel and stuff. I've got hundreds of tutorials on like how to even like start calisthenics and stuff. So that's one thing that helped grow my channel. And I feel like there's a lot of information now. Whereas like 5 years ago or so when I started, there was a lack of information.
Right.
So I feel like there is a lot of information out there now. So if you do want to start, it's not too late. Like there's quite a lot of info out there. But again, it just boils down to you doing your own research, taking the time to do that, and trying to execute it right. Because you are right, it's very dangerous. I mean, you're using all your joints and like especially your shoulders, like they're very vulnerable joints. I mean,
very strenuous.
so you have to be very careful with it.
Well, okay, so you was like, okay, there's a lack of information. 5 years ago or 6 years ago, you were looking at it, you were like, okay, so you go, well, if there's such a lack of information, why don't I hit up YouTube and go for it and try and teach other people with what you're learning? How did you go from that stage to where you are now?
Well, it's like as I was learning and like so I learned a lot from training with other people in the park. So you just feed off each other. That's why calisthenics is really nice. It's a community kind of people. They're in the same boat. They just want to get stronger as well. And they know how hard it is to progress. So everyone's just trying to help each other get to that stage. Whereas obviously if you're in a gym environment, I would feel it's a bit more kind of like self-motivated. Everyone's looking in the mirrors. It's a bit more, you know what I mean, to yourself kind of. Whereas I feel like this is a bit more of a community.
I mean, I think I agree with you. I think though, in some cases within a gym environment, you do have like a community. If someone comes really early, if someone's really early in the morning, you tend to get like a community of early gym goers, or in classes, for example, or in a boutique gym. Sometimes it's at like Barry's boot camp, for example. Of course. Kind of get a little bit more of a, because it's a nucleus of people which creates a community.
Yeah, but, definitely.
You know, I think like, I mean, it's a hugely motivational factor as well for like people to feel like they have a sense of belonging and share common goals and also have the same kind of mentality. Like from a personality point of view, you know, you find your tribe, so
100%,
to speak.
100%. Definitely. I feel like as well, like you said, the gym environment, there are people that actually do community kind of like work together. Like obviously doing classes, you tend to build that rapport and relationship with people that you may not have come across before. So definitely I'm definitely not saying that the gym environment is like hostile. I feel like there's both.
It can be hostile.
Yeah, it can be. Like I said, even in calisthenics though, like a lot of it's quite competitive as well. So there is still that hostility as well, like in any sport.
If you're hitting, like, I don't know, you hit the human flag before someone who was trying longer than you, they must look at you and
I know, exactly. Yeah, there's always going to be certain individuals, but like, generally speaking, everyone's cool. I know, imagine it's true. It's true. It's so
standing
true.
from the other side of the park, just glaring eyes as Taylor does the human flag.
Yeah, trust me. I think but definitely like what inspired me to do that and to help others is because I've actually been through that journey. Like I've been training it for 7 years now, so I know quite a lot on it, and I feel like I wanted to give back to people, you know, just to kind of like help them, because obviously I had a lack of information, so I just want to provide more information so it's a lot easier for other people to get into, because it's a long process. But if you actually like kind of like draw the right kind of exercise and strengthen certain things, you can like speeding up that process. Like I wasted a lot of time obviously progressing on certain things because I didn't have the know-how to do so, whereas obviously over time as you do more research and you experiment, trial and error, like you learn kind of what works and what doesn't.
So you have obviously, like from a programming point of view, this interests me as well. So whenever I train my clients, you've got your kind of movement patterns which, you know, hip hinge, knee dominant, whatever, you know, and you've kind of like got your exercises that you're looking to reach, which are kind of like that's a kind of like standard exercise. But then if they can't do that, then you've got regression. If they do reach that, then you've obviously got a progression which you can move forward with. So like with calisthenics, I can imagine that must be like the human flag or the planche, or you know, there must be so many like progressive exercises to do in all different, because it's obviously, to your point, the whole body, the whole kinetic chain is working as a unit.
Trust me,
So if you're in a situation where you're trying to do the planche and there's a part of that kinetic chain, part of your kinetic chain which isn't coming to the party and you need it to, now you can have 2 or 3 parts, which means you might have to do a set of progressive exercises. So the complication, how complicated is that get?
Yeah, it's very complex, and you're right. I mean, like I said, certain individuals have certain strengths. So again, not only is it strength, there's a strength requirement for it. Obviously, mobility is very key. Like if you can't move your body in a certain position, you can't execute the movement correctly. So there's a lot to it. Like, and that's why you got to be very technical with it, and you got to like kind of like assess and trial and error with your clients to see like what's working and what's not, and then if something's not working, what is lacking, and then you kind of like pinpoint those certain specific areas you can kind of see as well. So with calisthenics, I film a lot of sets to show people as well what they're lacking, because it's good to have a visual representation, because I feel like there's a lot to it. Like your body you're basically using your body as a leverage. So you're a lever, your body's a lever, so you have to like maneuver it in a certain way to achieve like a certain. So it's quite technical, but again, with like practice and over time, if you strengthen certain things, you can.
I think to your point about the fact that, you know, the trial and error, you look at the body, and the body is like many sets of levers, but effectively you bring it all together as one massive lever. So in order to do that effectively, you need, as a person, you need to have that kind of external guidance and reflection, because you might not be able to see some of the things that other person can, as in the coach.
Exactly.
But the coach then has to be very due diligent and be able to kind of go, well, no, we need to do that, let's try this, let's try that. And what you've just described there is effective coaching. You know, anyone can kind of like go, this is a set of very simple exercises, instructions, go complete them. If they're on like machines or kind of basic curls or put tricep cable work, whatever. But essentially what you're talking about is very intricate coaching and a high level coaching. The way I see, the way that you coach your clients is a high level of coaching.
I would say, like I said, that because there's a lot of attention to detail, because you're not just using like one muscle, you're using all your muscles at once, like you said, so there's a lot to it. So that's why I feel like I like to film a lot of stuff for visual representation, to show them as well what they're supposed to be in, like what position they have to be in, or etc. So it's quite difficult. I just messed it up.
That's right. Oh, there you go. Look, his first podcast, isn't it?
rookie mistake.
Throwing the mic.
So again, like there's a lot to it, and again, it's a lot of trial and error, assessment, reassessment, you know, making minor adjustments and stuff. But it's nice, it's good fun, because I actually train it myself. I love seeing the progress in it, you know. So it's beautiful. It's nice. It's
the
nice
journey that people go on.
Exactly, because when you experience something and then you see other people experience it too, it's a nice feeling.
And I suppose your level, you've got quite a high level of relatedness as well, because you've been on that journey and you've done that. So you're kind of in a position where you can, you know, be like, oh, you're there now. I remember when I was there. Exactly. I remember what it was like when I finally achieved that hold or that position. And you know, you can really, I think, and this is one of the biggest things about being a good coach as well, is you can actually emotionally connect with that person. You've got emotional intelligence that allows you to connect to that person, because you've got that relatedness with that particular, you know, it might be a very small thing from an outsider, but you appreciate it's such a very big thing for that client, or because you went through that journey yourself.
Exactly, definitely. So I feel like it's a very rewarding kind of experience.
I was going to ask, do you get a lot of people messaging you on YouTube or social media in general, thanking you and stuff?
Oh, bro,
because I do remember many years ago when I was 14, 15, I actually started a YouTube account.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
And I used to make anime music videos.
Oh, yes,
AMVs,
you told me.
For sure.
You told me. You were popular. You were a big time YouTuber. He was a big time YouTuber.
The only problem was I had no idea what I was doing in terms of YouTube.
Can we get that account back up and running? Or? I'd love to check it out.
It got deleted in the end.
No, that's a travesty.
Because I was using music that wasn't allowed to be used. So Eminem, for example, hit me with a strike on YouTube.
He phoned you up personally?
No, he sent me an email.
It's like Ghazi.
YouTube sent me an email and said, Shady Records has given you a
Shady
strike.
Records.
Something along those lines, and I was like, okay, it got better. But I did have one video that did really well, and at the time, YouTube was fresh. It was nothing like today. You could even choose your thumbnails. You could do nothing like that.
Old school,
and it had about 200,000 views.
Yeah.
And a guy commented saying, I watch this every day. It saved my life. And
that is insane.
I remember going.
Yeah.
That was an anime music video.
Yeah. Yeah. And it had Kanye West Stronger, but without the lyrics. It was just the beat.
Okay.
And it was actually about Goku's son, Gohan. Just so you know.
Gohan.
And
not Gokwan.
No,
Gokwan.
No, don't do that. And I remember when I read that comment, even as a 14, 15-year-old, I was quite moved. I was like, wow, I'm making a difference in someone's life, no matter how small. Mm-hmm. Fast forward to you're hitting great views, and there must be loads of people that are watching your content and going, you've helped me so much. Just wondering, how does that affect you mentally, and how does that make you feel?
It just makes me want to keep going, you know. It makes you want to keep posting videos. Like the hit workouts I've made, I've had like literally hundreds of messages saying people have like lost weight, they've lost X amount of weight, they're loving their body. Like it's just crazy. And like a lot of people who struggle with certain calisthenics moves, they've mastered them now, and it's just beautiful to hear, because it just pushes you, inspires you to keep making these kind of videos.
And are they messaging you directly on YouTube, or are they?
Yeah, sometimes they comment. Some people Instagram DM me. Some people even found my number. I don't know how, and WhatsApp message.
People can find anything.
The website.
Any way to contact. Like honestly, emails like is very like it's such a good feel factor, and I feel like, I don't know, like for me personally, like to live in service to other people, that's like the greatest joy. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, that's what we do our jobs for.
That's why we're trainers. Exactly.
That's why we do it, because we
at the end
essentially want to help people and move people through a journey and get them from A to B and 100%. Make it as best possible for them. You know.
Yeah,
so,
man.
But no, I mean, you do your reach is far and wide.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
Yeah. Ibiza? Didn't someone recognise you in Ibiza?
It's so bad.
This is brilliant though, because I've been waiting to say this for so long.
Yeah, no, I get spotted. It's the worst times as well. Though. It's either if I'm out clubbing or like
drunk.
I'm drunk. Yeah, and I'm like, so I went one time out in I was in central London. I think I went out with a few mates. I'm like a bit drunk, having a good time with friends, and they'll be like, "You have more beats? Oh, bro, can I take a picture with you?" I'm just there like.
So there's a picture out there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Of you drunk.
Yeah, loads of time. I got spotted in Barcelona, in Ibiza, when I went to LA. 3 times. This was when
in LA.
Yeah, I was in, because it's like near the bar park. So basically, anywhere where there's like bars or equipment, generally a few people like recognize me.
And drinking bars as well. So it doesn't matter whether it's a bar to do calisthenics, any type of bar.
Not any bar. But yeah, it's nice. It's a nice feeling. Like I'm just like, what? Like sometimes I'm just like, oh shit. Like why do you want to pick with me? You know what I mean? I'm just like,
mate, you're on the way up.
It's crazy.
You're there.
Yeah, it's nice. It's like, it's a good feeling. It means a lot, because if I feel like I'm reaching out to people and like they're getting some kind of benefit from it, so it's a nice experience.
So I have a story where I was speaking to a friend, and because we've done a video together, haven't we?
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that a bit later. But I was talking to her, and I
wasn't allowed in that video.
You weren't allowed. No,
I'd have wiped the floor with it.
And I was talking to this friend, and she was showing this video that we were both in. To 2 of our other friends that I didn't really know, and she must have mentioned before she showed it, she was like, "Oh, it's Teo."
Yeah.
And they replied with, "Do you mean abnormal being?"
Oh, dear.
That's it, mate.
And she went, "Yeah. How do you guys know him?" "Oh, we watch his videos." She couldn't comprehend.
Yeah, I got you.
that they didn't know you on a personal level.
Yeah.
They knew you through YouTube.
Through YouTube, yeah, it's crazy.
But she was sat there going, yeah, but I know him personally.
Yeah. So.
You can't know him like that either. Like she was almost offended.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool. So you are quite known, actually.
You don't know who's watching. You never know. Like I've looked at my analytics. Is from all over the world. Like insane. Like you wouldn't expect it, but it just shows the power of the internet. Like even your podcast. How they're going to reach out to many people across the world. It's crazy. The internet is so accessible to everyone. Like your audience is literally worldwide. Like it's insane. It's insane.
How tough is the grind?
Oh yeah, it's tough, man. The YouTube grind is tough. Like I'm not even gonna lie. I've been doing it for like 2-3 years now. It's a grind. Like it's some luck as well. You got to be lucky, but it takes. It's so saturated. The thing is, everyone wants to be a YouTuber or something along those lines. Influencers. It's tough.
We'll roll with the punch.
No, you got. Hey, listen, I'm telling you now. But if you stick at it and like promote your stuff and just like get out there, then eventually you'll gain some momentum. And,
well, I mean, I think like to your point that your focus and your goal was to get out content that was going to in some way be of service to someone and help people with no other ulterior motive other than just to add quality content and value to people. 100%. And I think that in that sense, if you have that focus and you maintain that focus and you sustain it and you just keep going and keep going and keep going, you stay true to it. It will come through. I mean, like I was messaging one of the guys that I work with from the academy that I work on, and I told him about that I was doing it, and he said, "Oh, how's it growing? How's it what's the growth like? And is there much interest?" And I kind of like went, "Well, I don't know really, because I've got nothing to compare it to, but I'm really enjoying." Doing what I mean, this is fantastic. I've loved this.
Yeah, and this is amazing.
Me and Ghazi, when we do the ones we do as well, and I think that his response was, well, as long as you're enjoying it and it's helping people, then that's awesome.
That's it.
And that's exactly what you've done.
Yeah.
In the sense whereby you've had all this feedback, you've had all this kind of gratitude, which you've taken as well in your stride and been so humble about it, and I think that that's definitely something which has then helped you to grow even more, kind of like exponential amount, because you've just kind of like been stay true to who you are, and stay true to what you wanted to achieve.
Definitely, I feel like people can see through like the bullshit. You know what I mean? They can like kind of, they'll know your true intentions, and I feel like as long as you're just adding value, I guess they can see that, and like people will follow you. If they know that. I think you just gotta do it for yourselves. Like you said, if you enjoy it, then just do it and then watch it grow. Because at the end of the day, your passion will, drive towards you gaining momentum and getting to those big numbers. I guess so. It's just again being consistent with it and enjoying the process.
Which is exactly what calisthenics is.
Yeah, literally.
So there's no kind of like surprise there.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Your mindset, your mental approach to your physical outcomes is also the same approach that you've had with your getting the content out on your channel.
Very interesting you said that, because I didn't even think about that.
And like,
it's crazy.
It's exactly the same. You're kind of like the way in which you approach physical training and and how that mentally then crosses over to how you do it in your business. We'll call it your business because it is your business of producing content.
Definitely,
Is the same, and I'm very much like I love human behaviour and like the psychology behind it. And I find that it's very interesting, the mindset of successful people, and you are successful in what you've achieved and how you are continuing to achieve. So it's just like very interesting to have you in this scenario to kind of like not pick you apart, but
of course, just to see
that.
I've
never picked you apart.
What are these intentions?
Really good.
So is the sum of daily efforts is basically what made you so good at calisthenics?
Definitely.
And what made you successful on YouTube?
Exactly, like you said, the crossover. I didn't even think of it like that, but That's it really. It's just consistent efforts. That's it.
I'm here to join the
You
dots,
smashed it,
guys.
man.
I'm here to join the dots.
Mind blown.
Did you have any more questions that you wanted to ask? Because now is your chance.
I know.
Because we're going to do a little giveaway as well for the people.
Yes, we have to do a
So
giveaway.
if that's all your questions.
I
have one final one.
I'm done.
Yeah.
With every guest, me and Will are going to ask a moral dilemma question just for fun.
Go on,
and you're
go
going to
on.
answer it
Okay.
with your honest truth.
Yep. Okay.
It's called the terrorist son.
The terrorist son.
Yeah, don't look at me just because I'm.
No, no,
no. It's not my
So
son.
dead.
Or my son.
So you are
Yes.
the police chief of the city you're in,
Mm-hmm.
and you've caught a terrorist and his son.
Okay.
The terrorist informs you. The son is like 3 years old, 4
Yeah.
years old.
Okay.
He informs you that he's planted a bomb in your city,
Yeah.
and when it blows, it's going to kill hundreds of people. You torture him, and he says nothing. However,
Strong mind.
very strong mind.
Yeah.
However, you torture his son, and I mean severely torture
Whoa.
his son. He will tell you where the bomb is.
Yeah.
The dilemma you now have is, do you torture the kid who's done nothing wrong
This is deep, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for this.
and save hundreds of people?
Yeah.
Or do you kind of take the step back and say, it is what it is, I can't torture the son, hit me?
You know what? Yeah. Whatever I say, I'm gonna get like, boo, you suck. I'm gonna get flack.
Can I
there's no
just say,
easy
I
answer.
do nothing
Yeah,
about this.
this
There's no
is
easy.
tough. Well, for me, if I'm guaranteed the safety of those 100 people,
You're going to
like,
know where the bomb is.
Yeah.
And you're going to be able to get rid
you'll
of
be
it.
able to get rid of it. Okay.
Yes.
Well, you've got to outweigh the odds, like 1 human life or 100 lives.
Okay.
For me personally, I would torture the son. I wouldn't enjoy it.
Can we pretend to talk?
I wouldn't enjoy it. I
wouldn't enjoy it. Yes!
Just to clarify.
Just to clarify.
You won't enjoy it.
But I would have to, because to save like the
Okay.
lives of 100.
Okay.
I mean,
So
on my
you-
conscience, it would be like, as much as I wouldn't want to hurt one person, on my mind, it would be like,
The greater
like,
good.
The greater good. 100 other people have, stuff.
100,000 other people.
Oh,
100
100,000.
million
Was it
thousand.
100? How many?
I just said hundreds.
You said
I don't know
100,
where you got.
I think we should put I think we should put a few more zeros on the end of that.
Why? He's chosen.
I chose the 100. 100 is the greater, yeah. So that I
Okay.
chose, yeah. That's
Awesome
interesting.
answer.
Tough
What
one.
would you do, Will?
Yeah. What would you do?
I would run away.
So you would let the people die.
I'd go.
I don't know what to do.
What would you do?
I know.
guys?
If we were in
Mate, I'll
Gothenburg-
torture the son.
Straight up.
Can we pretend? Can we pretend to torture the son?
No, that's
Take me
not
to a
that.
separate room
I was
and then
thinking
go
of that, but I thought no, he has to see it.
Yes.
The dad has to see it. Yeah.
Gotta be hang him upside down and go.
No,
oh,
like you got to electrocute
Okay,
him.
enough,
Yeah, that's true.
I
What
can't
kind
do
of
it.
torture?
It's-
Is it?
it's-
Just
No,
severe.
no.
You said severe.
Just
Just draw the line. Just draw the line.
That's it.
Draw the line.
Okay, so we are going to do a giveaway.
Awesome, man.
Teo has been kind enough to offer
Yes, I've offered a set of parallettes, so
for all you calisthenics lovers.
yeah.
Oh.
Anyone that's watching,
And
Can you sign a picture of yourself? As well?
yeah,
I can do.
I mean it.
Yeah,
Let's get a picture of you doing a planche,
Oh my god.
print it off,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna get it signed.
Alright.
So a
Because that
signed,
I reckon is gonna be worth a lot of money. One day.
You guys.
so a signed picture of Teo and the what are they called?
parallettes.
Parallettes.
Yeah, so like mini people.
And we're not going to give you a signed picture of me and Will unless you guys really.
Why not? You
Unless
should.
you request it, then we'll do it. And
Throw it
we
in.
have grenade selection box protein bars. So 12 of those to
Oh.
over the parallettes and a signed picture of Teo.
Ghazi, what have you got to do to win?
That's what I'm going to just hold on.
Oh, dude.
To win, you must comment in this video your favorite calisthenics exercise or stance or pose, and then
You
tell
don't have
us-
to be able to do it though.
You don't have to be able to do it. You just like it. You like the look of it,
I like that.
and tell us the funniest thing you can about either Teo, Will, or me. You can cuss any of us.
You heard the rules,
that's
guys.
the combination. Your favorite calisthenics, and make fun of one of us, and then the funniest comment will win the prize.
Awesome, man.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Oh yeah, don't forget to subscribe. And also, if you're probably watching because of Teo's channel, but if you're not, go over to Abnormal Beings and subscribe.
Love, guys. Hey, you guys have bossed it. Like, honestly, I appreciate you having me on the show. I mean, the big drill. It's gonna be a big thing. I know it. I mean, you guys killed it. I see, like, just see how you guys vibe off each other. It's sick.
Yeah.
Man. Keep going. You're gonna kill it.
Well,
It's
a pleasure having you on, and you know, it's very kind of you to kind of spend a Sunday afternoon chatting.
Of course, man. As always.
Do you want to shout out anything you're doing?
Just subscribe to Abnormal Beings if you haven't seen it already, and follow the big drill. Subscribe, smash that like button, share it with a friend. Let's help these guys grow because they deserve it, man. I see big things coming from these lot. Honestly, the way they talk and vibe on podcasts is amazing, and like I see big things. So yeah, man, subscribe, smash that button.
Thank you all, guys. Goodbye.
Cheers. Thank you. Bye now.
Peace.
Hi, I'm Will.
And I'm Ghazi.
And thanks for tuning in to The Big Drill. You can also find us on these platforms here. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can find him on Insta.
Ghazi.92.
And me, Will Hawkins Coaching. The links are in the description. And until the next time we drill deep, goodbye.
Bye.